Now in this chart over here, we look at global coal consumption, 2021 to 2023, a relatively short time window, but this is a continuation of trends that existed before the COVID-19 pandemic. Now the way to read this chart is to see this vertical axis, which is megatons of coal consumed per year, and then each of these three color codes represents 3 calendar years and how much coal was consumed in each country or region in that particular year. 2021, 2022, 2023, 3 years per country: China, India, United States, EU, and rest of the world. The United States is not merely a very low consumer of coal, but it's actually declining. The same with the EU, even though the EU has more people than the United States. But once again, the United States is a very minimal consumer of coal, and that amount is declining. By far the largest consumer is China, which is not only a huge amount, more than the rest of the world combined in fact, but is rising a lot. India, despite being a poor country with a low GDP, the coal consumption here is rising. Now yes, one could say that people in the United States and the EU use products made in China, and therefore the consumption of the Western world nonetheless is reflected by electricity consumption in China that is fueled by coal. But the climate change global warming crowd is particularly hypocritical in that they try to shut down coal consumption in the United States, for example, even though this is exactly not where a large amount of coal consumption is, and the United States is already falling. If you really wanted to solve the problem of pollutants going into the air, one cannot avoid the inescapable conclusion of China being the primary source. That is why it is called global warming, not US contributed only warming. And last I checked, the Earth has only one atmosphere. The atmosphere is not governed by the boundaries of countries. So if someone is truly serious about reducing the pollution of the air through the burning of coal, the focus has to be on China, and then a distant second is India. The United States and EU are not the problem, and the rest of the world, which does comprise of many poor countries, as well as a few wealthy countries in this quantity, is still also about flat. So to the extent that coal consumption has to fall worldwide, focusing on China is the answer. I mean, even if the United States went to zero, the reduction from its current 2023 level would only take China from here down to here. So making the United States completely zero in coal would still be negligible in terms of China's coal demand being reduced at all. Now this grand total is net falling, the whole world is falling, but the United States is a major positive contributor to that, and a lot of environmentalists are not taking that into account. Also note that Bitcoin mining consumes 1% of the entire world's electricity, and most of that Bitcoin mining is done by China, which means that that electricity is generated by burning coal. So for all the people who are pro-Bitcoin, that should be taken into account, because a non-trivial portion of China's continuing rise is in fact Bitcoin mining. China is otherwise becoming more energy efficient in many other areas, such as a rapid ramp up of electrical vehicles, as well as a rapid ramp up of photovoltaic and wind power, despite this high amount of coal consumption. If you excluded Bitcoin mining, maybe this would not even be high growth at all. But this is a crucial chart for anyone who is interested in the energy matrix and in the emission of CO2 into the atmosphere, because the United States and EU are very much not the culprits in terms of coal burning. In the United States, the vast majority of electricity is now generated by natural gas, and that is a transition that has happened just in the last 10 or 11 years because of the natural gas boom made possible by hydraulic fracturing. So the United States has been able to get off of coal. It's already a post-coal economy, especially if you index these bars relative to GDP. Thanks for watching.